So a strategy that I want to use next year with my gamification program is creating a narrative for our sets. And the set that we're about to do is just 2050's best average. So from a push, from a dive, however you want to do them. But each swimmer has a goal, and the goal is that they hit that time as many times as possible. Well, I added a narrative to this set. Growing up, I played video games, and you'd have big boss battles where you or your friends or a community of people have to take down the boss who has a far greater health point level than you do. So let's say that the boss in this case has 500 health points, and my team of swimmers needs to chip away at that health point level until it gets down to 0. So for swimmer health points here, we're going to have far fewer. Let's say each swimmer has 15 health points themselves. Well, if SpongeBob SquarePants were to go at 26.5, he would come in, and under that hit value, he would give 3 points of damage to our boss. But let's say he goes at 27.0, he himself would have a miss value where he would deal himself -1 points. And the nice part about this spreadsheet is when I set everything up here, and then I come in and I'm going to add a swimmer, their time, then it's going to automatically export to this template Google Sheet over here. Really quickly though, when you're importing times, you want to import the times so that there's no colon and no period. We're only going to be comparing two values against each other, so we don't need to worry about formatting it to be hours, minutes, seconds, but it's going to take all of these swimmer names straight over to this template. And here we have our opponent, and it's showing our opponent's health. And then for each round, I'm going to record my swimmer's time. So I'm going to pause the recording really quickly and kind of show you what that looks like once I've recorded them. So I've input my round 1 50 times, and you can see that if it's green, that means that it was faster than the goal time, and they dealt 3 points of damage to our opponent. But if it's red, they did not deal any damage, and they themselves took 1 point of damage. So I'm going to pause again. I'm going to add a few more rounds, and we'll see what happens to our boss's health as I add more 50s and start to deal more damage. Okay, so this is kind of fun. So here we have Freestyle. His health remaining is at 8. He's done 9 damage. He's not having a great day here. And our opponent's health is at 251. When I add in and I slip up again and put in a time that doesn't hit the goal time, his score is going to become less, okay? So he actually now dips into that yellow range, so his health points are starting to decline. Let's say he had gotten the time. Now our opponent's health, because it crossed a threshold, he's going to lose some health. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go into my setup, and I'm going to say instead of a hit value of 3, I'm going to say it's a hit value of 4. And when I come over to my template, you can see that opponent health changes on its own. So you can even incentivize within a set. You can give kids challenges and say, hey, if so-and-so goes this time, all of our hit values are now going to be worth 4 points. Or you can reward based on behavior and effort. And then if I come in here and I do 5 points, let's see what happens to our opponent. So the boss is starting to kind of wither and die. And maybe if I say that each one was worth 10 points, what happens to our boss then? Well, our boss is dead. So this is a great way for you to just create a narrative that inspires and encourages and motivates your athletes. And then you can also, if you scroll all the way over, it's keeping an average time section for you. So you can kind of go through and categorize that as a coach and look at it and say, hey, where are my kids right now? How are they performing? What's going on? And then there's also a leaderboard. And this leaderboard is going to show you, the ranking by damage done. So it's going to show over here how many damage points each of our swimmers did towards the boss. And it's currently Homer Simpson led in damage, and then I need to adjust this, but there's also an average time board. So we don't always want to just make these games easy for our fastest swimmers to win. We also want to kind of equalize it. But at the same time, let's recognize freestyle was not having a good day. He only got 40 damage points dealt, but he was our fastest swimmer. He had averaged a 22.8 on this set. So we want to try to take time to commemorate both performance and effort within this set.